my son's wedding, I was given a name tag. It didn't say father of the groom. It didn't say proud dad. It said in bold letters, asterisk, the old man who paid for everything. Asterisk, at first I thought it was a joke. But then I looked. Around, everyone else had proper tags. Bride, groom, best man, mother of the bride. I stood there, holding this slap-and-throwed face label like it was a dead fish. My wife Linda chuckled and said, it's just for fun. Don't be dramatic. But that tag told me everything I needed to know. I was no longer family. I was just a wallet. Let me backtrack. I raised my son Brandon with everything I had. Worked double shifts to send him to college. Skipped vacations. Drove the same pickup truck for 18 years so we could pay for his tuition at a private university. Linda and I didn't always see eye to eye, especially when it came to money. She liked status. She liked being seen. Brandon picked that up. 2, when he met Julia's now wife, he told me over coffee that she came from money, that her parents had expectations, that their wedding had to look a certain way. Said, you're getting married, not launching a movie premiere. He laughed. Then came the bills. $7,000 for a venue, $12,000 for catering, another $4,000 for flowers. Each time, Brandon called and said, Dad, I wouldn't ask if it wasn't important. And I paid every time. I watched our savings dwindle. I postponed my retirement by at least 5 years. Linda kept saying, it's our only son. It's his big day. But not once. Not once did anyone say thank you. Then the wedding. Day came. I wore my best suit. The one Linda said was a little dated. I didn't care. I was proud, nervous, emotional. And then I saw the name tag. Asterisk, asterisk, the old man who paid for everything. I stood at the edge of the reception holding a champagne glass. I didn't even sip. Wondering where I'd gone wrong. When the speeches started, I expected something. A nod, a mention. Julia's father stood up and gave a long, rambling toast. About legacy and tradition. Her mother cried and talked about how Julia was always a princess. Brandon spoke about how lucky he was to have found Julia. Nothing about the sacrifices. Nothing about the sleepless nights I worked to fund this whole spectacle. So, when the DJ invited the father of the groom to speak, I walked up. The tag. I looked at the crowd and said, I was going to say a few words about marriage and commitment, but I've changed my mind. Today I saw my role reduced to a punchline printed on a sticker. So let me give you something real. My name's William Davis. I'm not just the old man who paid for everything. I'm the man who skipped his 25th anniversary trip to Paris, so his son could wear a designer tuxedo. I'm the man who traded in dreams of retiring at 60, so this wedding could have golden chairs and a sushi fountain. I'm also the man who, starting today, will stop financing people who see love as a transaction. The room went silent. Julia looked horrified. Linda looked like she wanted the earth to swallow her whole. Brandon just stared at me. Son, I said, turning to him, I love you, but love without respect is empty. You never once thanked me. You never once asked how I was doing. You treated me like an ATM with legs. Then I looked at Julia's father. Greater than sir, I hope your legacy includes more than fancy ties and golf memberships. Because if your daughter thinks class comes from price tags, then you failed her. And with that, I walked out. No dramatic. Exit. No mic drop. Just me and my dignity. Back home, Linda was furious. Said I embarrassed the family. Said I ruined the wedding. Said if the truth ruins your party, maybe your party wasn't worth having. We didn't speak for days, and then something strange happened. 3 weeks later, I got a letter from Brandon. Not a text, not a call, a handwritten letter. He wrote, Dad, I didn't realize how far I'd drifted from the man you raised me to. B. I thought money made me a man, but that night you reminded me that character is what counts. I'm sorry.
Out.
I don't expect forgiveness overnight, but I want to make things right. And he did. He took a second job. Paid me back for the flowers, started calling every week, invited me to dinner, not to ask for money, but to hear how I was doing. As for Linda, she moved in with her sister for a while, said she needed space. I think she missed the lifestyle. More than the marriage, I started going on hikes, reconnected with old friends, started a small woodworking business. Not because I needed money, but because I wanted to build something that wouldn't take me for granted. Funny thing is, that stupid name tag, I framed it, hung it in my garage, right next to my tools. As a reminder, I'm not just the old man who paid for everything. I'm the man who finally stopped paying for people who didn't value him, and you can be that person. 2. If this story resonated with you, if you've ever been overlooked, used, or underestimated by your own family, you're not alone. Stories like this deserve to be heard, so don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful tales of betrayal, redemption, and poetic justice. Tell us in the comments, have you ever been betrayed by the ones you trusted most? What did you do about it? Your story might just inspire someone else to reclaim their voice.